Hey, my friends, my name is Pete Shaw. I head up the cluster system for growing healthy churches, and I hope this finds you well. May's almost here, which means summer's almost here, which means you got a little bit of extra time to do some reading. We're here to help you. So, at your next cluster meeting, which I hope to attend, I'm going to be able to get to most of them. We are going to give you two books, not just one book, but two books, which I think will not only mess with you a little bit, but also be great fodder for discussion with our future clusters this coming couple of months. First one is by James Emery White, who pastors a monster church over on the East Coast. It's called The Rise of the Nuns. And what he does is he looks at some of the data from the Gallup research about who these people are that are choosing no religion over Christianity or anything else, and gives us a hint about what they're like, and that gives us an idea about how to reach them. Another book that we're going to give you if you show up to Cluster is this, called Good Faith by David Kinnaman and Gabe Lyons. David Kinnaman took over the Barna Group, so lots of data in this thing. And Gabe Lyons, I don't know if you're familiar with him, but he started the Q conferences, which is kind of like a Christian/evangelical TED Talk kind of a deal. So two really interesting books that are going to get us talking and thinking about how to reach our culture well. There is a king in ancient Israel's history. I'm sure you're familiar with him. His name was Hezekiah. I loved Hezekiah until I read the end of his story. You remember how it goes? Things are not looking good for him, and he cries out to God, God, is my kingdom gonna crumble, in my lifetime? And the word comes back to him, nope, as long as you're alive, it's gonna be just fine. And King Hezekiah's response to that was, cool, good for me. I don't think that's a good leadership response. You and I could fall asleep at the wheel and be fine until we go into greener pastures in our own sunset. I think that's irresponsible. I think it's incumbent on us to figure out where our churches are, what the culture's doing around us, and how we can reach that culture beyond our tenure. These books are going to help us do that. So show up to Cluster. That's the only way you're going to get the book. I'm not going to send it to you. So show up, and I'll hand them to you personally. I hope to be with you and lead a teaser discussion on these things, give you an overview that I hope will whet your appetite so that you'll actually read the books that we're giving you for free when you show up to Cluster. And the second thing I want to do with you that I hope to engage you in are a series of questions. I want to find out why you went into ministry in the first place. I want to find out why you're still in ministry, because some of us have been through hell. And I'm wondering why you're still doing this, not driving a truck or selling insurance or something. And then thirdly, I'm wondering if somebody came up to you and said, I'm thinking about becoming a pastor, what would you say to them? Would you encourage them to do it? And if so, why would you encourage people to become a pastor today? And my hunch is that in our darker Monday moments, if somebody came up to us and said, hey, I want to be a pastor, we would say you're crazy. And that's totally fair too. So we're going to talk about those things. I have an agenda with this. We have a leadership crisis that's emerging in a future generation. And I think we're not even asking people to consider professional ministry by and large. Well, what if we could put together, a resource that just in 30 seconds or a minute had a bunch of us pastors saying, this is why I got into ministry, and it's been this or that, or this is why I think you ought to consider being a pastor, because you get to see life change and whatever else we come up with. I think that could be real encouraging. So anyway, we're going to do those two things in May. Clusters, one of the clusters I hope to attend. I'll do that in June just for scheduling issues. But anyway, I look forward to seeing you, and come to Cluster, get your free books. Talk to you soon.